I'm one of the founders of Trouva, as you say, and I tend to think about being a co-founder more than CEO day to day. But when we started Trouva a couple of years ago, we started with the mission to help the greatest independents get online and to bring them together to give consumers a choice that they don't have to shop and buy the same old things from the chains, but to be able to buy cool things from independents whilst buying online. So day to day, that means a lot of managing the team, talking externally to investors and press, and I spend a lot of time leading on the brand and marketing side day to day. We were quite fortunate to raise a $10 million Series A last year from BGF Ventures, Index Ventures, and Octopus, and it's great to have that kind of capital to go scale the business, as you say, but it's been challenging. We were one of the 5 fastest growing businesses in the UK last year. We're growing 10 to 20% each month. So one of the hardest things is being able to improve things whilst just trying to keep your head above water. When you're growing that fast, it's often can be quite chaotic, and getting the team to be able to grow the business that fast, but while actually making things better for our shops and for our customers, that's been really exciting. When we started, one of the first things that we faced was the classic marketplace problem, right? How do you get customers until you have supply? Until you have shops? And how do you get shops until you have customers? And we really started by building a community of amazing independent shops and their owners. And it's, to this day, Trouva feels more like a community of these greatest independents. So we went around and said, we've selected you because we think you're one of the best. We are very picky on which shops we work with, and bringing them together in a platform and community to fight back against the chains and the likes of Amazon. So for us, having a really tight relationship with our shops has been key, and without our shops we wouldn't exist. It's quite easy for us to forget that e-commerce has been around for over 20 years. I think it's Amazon's 24th anniversary this year, and the first people who tried to do e-commerce in Europe were Boo.com in 1999, and businesses which have disappeared. So e-commerce is interesting, but it's still only about 15% of UK retail. What we find more exciting is what will happen when e-commerce becomes not just 10 or 20%, but 30, 40, 50%. What does that mean for the high street and for independent shops? And we think actually a lot of the chains which just sell the same old products you can find on Amazon, which are awful at customer service and really, really bad at offline experience, they're going to die. We think the shakeout on the high street has just started. So what do we see the future of retail? Well, we actually see great independents with beautiful products, amazing experiences that are like going into art galleries. They're going to be the winners in the future of retail, providing they're great at doing the online experience as well. So what we want to do is help them with the online bit, give them the technology platform, inventory management, logistics and marketing capabilities to reach customers around the country and around the world, but in order to keep their bricks and mortar presence alive. So they'll be the ones that win in the future. We've already gone from starting with 100 shops just in London to almost 500 shops around 100 towns and cities around the UK. But we really see our Trouva as the global destination for shopping the best independents. So we imagine a future where you can browse the greatest independents in Shibuya in Tokyo, or Montmartre in Paris, or Berlin, as well as Brighton or London. So that's our vision, and one of the reasons why we raised Series A last year was to try and take our independent community internationally, starting with Europe. It's always a difficult thing, a marketplace, balancing supply and demand. But firstly, as I say, we started with supply, and we always do, and we will, when we think about opening new markets, we think about shops first. When we sign up shops, they become our advocates. They become people who put stickers up in the window saying they're proud to be part of the Trouva community. They tell their customers about it. They're the story, and their products are the ones we were able to give to press and put out through not just Trouva, but through our affiliate partners and through Google. So what we find is that once you get great supply, customers tend to follow. And that's how we're able to balance. Getting more supply leads to more customers, which helps leads to getting more supply. So we see a really virtuous circle, but supply is where we start. For me as a founder, one of the reasons why we all quit our jobs to go start this business was because we wanted to do something that got us out of bed in the morning, something we could look back in 10 or 20 years' time and be really proud of building. And I had a really fortunate career before as a consultant and investor, but I didn't really feel that I was creating something that I could be proud of. So firstly, it's the idea that you're creating jobs and a brand and a business which you can go back and go, like, if I hadn't have done that, it wouldn't have existed. But also, we're really proud of what we do for independent shops in the community. And what gets us out of bed in the morning, and what's meaningful for us, is ensuring like an independent future for all these amazing boutique owners who have all quit their jobs to start their own boutiques as well. Entrepreneurship is really, really damn tough, and I think everyone told me how hard it'd be, but you have amazing ups but crazy downs because it's your baby, right? So those are the things that myself and my co-founder Alex do stress about. But one of the most important things for us has been building an amazing team around us who we really trust. People like Lucy Ward, our creative director, who's speaking at Millennial 2020 today. Like, having great people means that we can trust them, and that was the most important thing for giving us some separation between our personal lives and work life. But I've also just got smarter at realizing the importance of mental health. So one of the things, like, even just, I'm addicted to the Calm app, for example, right? And every morning, it's one of the first things I do is listen to Calm, and that just gives me a separation that, like, hey, this is our baby, but it's something that you need to be able to separate from, because otherwise, if you think about it 24/7, then it can drive you crazy sometimes, right? We get to meet some grazing tech businesses, especially with our investors, but I'm particularly enamoured by what's going on in consumer and retail. So a brand I really admire is Bloom and Wild, which I'm fortunate enough to a former colleague started, which do fresh flowers but direct to consumer, and they everything from fitting through your letterbox to next day delivery through DPD, and they're someone I buy from all the time, and I really admire what they've done with logistics and supply chain that's shaken up the world of flower retailing.